Good morning. This is a scene for Empire of Thorns. After the court, um, people would have noticed that Claudio got very quiet um, during and after the court scene. Um, it was actually very hard to read him as he is good at hiding his emotions. Um, so he kind of kept to himself. Afterwards, after everyone's kind of done and talked, there's been planning happening. After all that, he'll get up and he'll just kind of. Iris finds him kind of leaning right outside the court door, just kind of with his hands in his pocket looking at the floor.
And she'll kind of come back from her conversation with Seb and look at him a little bit worried as she slips her hand into his hand.
He'll kind of press his forehead to hers. He's very, to her, if anybody were around, anybody else looking, he wouldn't be this vulnerable, but with her, his guard is down, and so he seems a little vulnerable right now.
She's going to kind of lean into his shoulder and say, we're not going to let them take you, you know.
I know. I just. The thought that someone was harmed because of me is. He'll just close his eyes and shake his head. It's a lot to it's a lot to bear, that thought.
But is it really because of you, or is it because, you know, they're horrible, horrible people that do these things to people?
I know what you're saying. I do. He'll kind of look at her. It's not me to blame. It's not that I took her. It's nothing that I could control or do. There's still a part of me that
She
feels
nods.
guilty. And I know I shouldn't. I know I shouldn't feel guilty. I know that's stupid even. I just
She nods and she kind of squeezes, gives his hand a little bit of a squeeze. Not a
I
hard
spent
squeeze, unlike, earlier in the evening. Just a comfort squeeze.
I spent so long in that life, so long turned off, all but a machine, just this thing that this thing bent on survival. No joy or thrill or emotion outside of death, essentially. Strife and pain and panic that when I got out, when I came back, I tried to put it behind myself. I tried to put causing those emotions so far behind myself. I know that a lot of people see me and they look at me and they think, that Donati, he's a bad guy. He's had people assume that I'm insidious. I'm waiting for the crown. He'll kind of wring his hands, and I know it's because it's all but become ingrained in me. I wear that mask on my face all the time. I try to be a good person, to be more than what that place shaped me into. And I think that gulls them in some way. That I got away, that I managed to put that behind me. And the fact that they took this poor girl is just. He actually does, like, kind of wipe his eyes, a little sniff. And
Well,
I can't really do anything proactive to help her. The king has made it very clear that he wants me to stay out of this. I never wanted to be so important that.
Think of it like the chess. If they get what they want, if they get the king, then they win. Only in this case, the king is you.
I'll smile. His chest piece, his necklace is out right now because he was holding it a minute ago.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, my queen is protecting me.
She'll kiss him on the cheek. The whole court is. All four of them.
God, I have no idea why.
Because well, I mean, part of it's you, but part of it's that if even if it was anyone, if we do this, what kind of a precedent does that set?
He'll nod.
People would just go around kidnapping people all over the place.
If it wasn't for that, I swear I'd give myself over.
Yeah, the squeeze on his hand is not quite so gentle this time.
No, you don't understand. You don't understand what they'd do to her. They wouldn't kill her. They wouldn't do anything like that. They'd take her back. They'd take her back to the Crimson Court.
And
It's as good as a death sentence if you can't.
And it would be better if they took you.
I know that game. I can get back out.
She's just going to look at him very firmly and say, "We are not letting them take anybody."
I'll smile. I'm not eager to go back by any means. I mean, I'm a frequent flyer. I've been back twice already. I can only think of two circumstances that would lead me to putting myself back there.
Well, you've already told me two.
But yes, and those were exactly it. Wait, what was one of them? Because one of them is to protect an innocent life, and the other is to protect you. I'm not saying you're not innocent. He'll kind of like
Yeah, there was a bit of
hold the finger up, like that wasn't sorry. He'll kind of wave his hand like, God damn it. He'll just press his forehead to hers. I'll actually kind of chuckle a little bit at that. Like,
She'll let go of his hand to put both arms around his neck.
I'm not saying you're not innocent. You know what I mean.
She'll just kind of lean in and go, anymore. With a bit of a chuckle.
This is highly flattering, but I don't want all four courts to be protect me right now. I just want to get this far.
I told you. As much as people would probably do it for you, it's also because we can't let that happen to anyone.
I'll nod. True.
I mean, it's not just for you, it's also for her and for the rest of us.
I have a lot of faith in Bruce.
She'll nod. Think of it this way. If we did hand you over and they gave Sierra back and you got taken away and you escaped and they wanted you back again, who do you think they might kidnap next time?
His phone will buzz, and he'll hold his hand up, his finger up, and he'll kind of walk off and answer it. And he'll kind of talk quietly for a moment. It's hard to hear what he's saying, and he kind of rubs his face. And he's like, it's one of those things where it's like almost exasperation, but then just kind of like there's really no reason to get exasperated over that. Fine, whatever. And he'll kind of say a few things and kind of like very soft, like I understand. That's fine. That's fine. And you didn't hear him mention Saturday, and he'll just kind of shrug. He'll kind of hang up and slip his phone in his pocket and walk back over to her, lean against the wall again.
And she's just going to say, I, for one, do not plan on getting kidnapped for the next ransom once you've escaped.
Oh.
So like I said, if we gave you over and you went and they took you away and you escaped again and you came back and they wanted to kidnap you all over again, I think that that would be a bad plan.
He nods and he holds his hands up like this is either the most frustrating thing he's had to deal with right now, or he doesn't even care because there's so much to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll look at her and say, the king is getting married next Saturday.
Saturday?
Mm-hmm. Yep. I won't be here. Yes! Yes! Oh, we'll be in Boston. Yes! I don't want to have to deal with that explosion of insanity last minute. And I won't have to. We're leaving Friday night and we'll be back Monday morning.
She'll smile. I still think they should wait till February, but she shrugs.
I do too, but I don't care. I just don't care anymore. I realized a long time ago that she is his patch, and if the ship sinks, well, the mantle will hopefully select someone more suited to the job next season.
That kind of wasn't why I thought they should wait.
No, I mean, I know why you think that they should wait. They barely know each other. And
nope.
Anna's
Wasn't that?
Wolf? Not that? No.
I mean, I kind of think that, but that's between the two of them. No.
I'm not going to speak to her habits because the last person that did almost had their arm ripped off.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No. I mean, it's not that. It's that if she's worried that people won't take her seriously as a queen, then shouldn't she kind of deal with that bit first?
Well, he'll tilt his head and he'll say, there's something that people forget about our court. And it's one of those things that's very frustrating to try to explain outside of the court, but is understandable when you're one of us. We work strongly on the concept of desire and of fulfilling your desire. At the greatest cost without harm to others. I think that's sometimes why the mantle chose Ferran, because, to be honest, of all the people of the court, especially when Queen Elisane died, who displayed the most desirous behavior, it was the being who was acting almost on pure desire, an instinct. Ferran, before he was chosen as king, was, I don't want to say a nobody rudely, but do you understand?
She nods.
He was no one important to the court. He was, he and Bella were very easy to overlook. And then all of a sudden, the mantle passed to him and he was king. He had no political education whatsoever. Honestly, there were many who thought it would come to me, who thought that I would become the new Spring King. But, a shrug, it didn't. It went to him. And I tried my very best to hold over the court while he adjusted. Because, to be honest, aside from a few necessities, he has no human. It, he's all wolf, almost. He's been turned all but into an animal. But that does fall in line with the court and with what the Weird would embrace as our monarch, king. So for him to choose a bride so quickly, for him to marry her so quickly, to bind himself to her, although it might seem confusing or it might seem a bit odd, there is something to be said that among our court, among our courtiers, that would be seen as a sign of respect because it was an act made in desire, and it shows that the queen knows how to accept and work in desire, and that she. Do you understand?
She'll nod.
But again, she may not be queen the next season. The Weird can choose someone else to be king. To be honest, he'll kind of look at her and kind of, like, not conspiratorially, but like quietly. There are some that say that Juan might not be king next summer. He is quickly losing his grip on the city. And serving as both the chief of police and the king of the summer court is causing both sides to suffer. One would say that, you see, he didn't quite mean to end up the chief of police. He's a very driven man, and he strives for the best. Strength. He was just a normal officer, and then he rose in rank, and then he became the chief of police. When in time, it's panned out that his rule is suffering from both sides. And again, the mantle passes at the changing of the court, but that doesn't mean it's going to necessarily change to the last monarch. It can jump to another.
Well,
actually, a few years ago, I was the Spring King for about 8 hours. He'll smile at her.
8 hours?
The queen was in labor, and the mantle decided while she was in the throes of childbirth and in life to settle upon another, and so it chose me. But once she bore her child, it came off of me and went back to her.
Oh.
I was sleeping for half of it, not gonna lie. When I woke up, I was rather confused and didn't know what had happened. First, I worried for the queen's life. I was afraid maybe she passed during childbirth. Then I found Her Majesty, and she was fine.
Well, I don't know how they're going to get everything organized in time.
He'll get a text, and then he'll look down, and he's like, "Oh, oh my, this should be entertaining." I'm half tempted to call off our travel plans because of this. Apparently, Ferran himself is going to plan it.
Iris's eyes are going to go slightly wide, and she's going to just get this grin on her face.
I am so glad that you and I have opted to run off to Vegas.
Oh. Oh yeah, that.
He'll wink at her.
Yeah, she was kind of half asleep for most of that, so she'd pretty much forgotten it. And she looks mildly concerned, but at the wink, she'll kind of relax a bit.
We could always, when we're in Boston, secretly wed and tell no one. He'll kiss her forehead.
I don't really think that secret is the way to go. I don't think big is the way to go either, but
I'm joking.
I could imagine though, kind of everybody showing up for a party and just going, surprise, it's a wedding.
No, there is an appeal to that, actually.
just as long as it's not surprise, it's a wedding and we don't know.
That would be oh wow, that would be interesting.
Yeah, we have to know and be the ones that plan it, but it would be fun if everyone just kind of showed up casual and chilled, and then suddenly surprise.
Do you want to?
Getting to... Oh wait, Farron's organizing it. Okay, we probably don't know yet.
He'll bite his lip because she missed what he said.
Sorry, what did you say?
Him. Nothing. I didn't say nothing.
She's kind of blink and look at him, like she's disappointed that she doesn't know what it was he said.
He'll kind of smile and he'll say, do you want to? Do that?
Well, I'm kind of more autumn than spring. I think it would be better not doing it next week. But
no, I don't. We're going to be quite busy during that time. Actually, we wouldn't have time to run off and get married, and or plan a party in which we get surprise married, and or crash the Kings. Ooh, there's an appeal in that though. I'm going to hijack your wedding for mine, thank you. We're saving this moment for my grand backstabbing.
But sometime
is in that non-committal, you're not ready for that step sometime, or sometime in that you just can't put your finger on which holiday. Sometime.
Somewhere between the two?
I see.
She's going to hug him and kiss him on the nose, or kind of tucking her head against his neck.
April Fools. I'll smile down at her.
She'll look up and her eyes have gone wide like she's just had the most awesome idea ever.
What?
April Fools, it's a wedding.
Yes.
She's just grinning at him.
We will invite everybody to an April Fool's festivity. And then get married.
She's smiling, and then she just kind of, her mouth makes a bit of an O shape. Is this you kind of proposing right now?
Who says you're not proposing to me? Can a man be proposed to? Just kind of settle against the wall.
No, I mean this conversation is this us kind of
Dual proposing. Who asked you to marry? We both did. It was a dual thing. We decided to go with a non-traditional agendered proposal.
We decided we were just discussing weddings, and then we decide that at some point we do that stuff.
It was a real laugh. I was being ransomed off, and wow, the grandkids are gonna love this one. He'll kind of smile at her. Well, I'm waiting for you to. I'm just kidding. I'll lean over and kiss her lips playfully.
She's gonna kiss him back.
Oh, devil's woman. I'm yours. You know that. You have completely stolen my heart and my life. My dog. My dog loves you. That's important.
She's gonna smile playfully, lean her head down, and listen to his chest. Go, nope, your heart's still right there.
Yeah, but it's got like a little stamp on it now. Watercolors. Your little fingerprints all over it.
She'll smile and give him a peck on the lips.
Oh wow, I just realized how beautiful your last name your first name sounds like my last name. It's kind of considering over all of this. And chew his lip for a moment. So
Do you think if we're doing this weird double proposally thing, we could? I mean, we could switch last names, but I kind of just picked mine.
well, you can have mine. I mean, technically you'd be picking it as well. You are not required to take my last name, and so therefore you would be picking it.
She nods. She's kind of gradually thinking about things as well.
I don't know if I could change my name.
Yeah, too many people call you by your surname.
That, and I don't mean to be rude, and I'm being serious. My name flows in a my full name flows in a pattern. It would break the pattern if I changed my name.
She'll nod.
But we also don't have to change our names.
I don't think I could really imagine you as either a Claudio Weft or a Claudio Green.
I'll smile. No. It doesn't. I'm trying in my head to marry them and it doesn't work.
It really doesn't.
But Iris Donati? Sounds powerful.
She'll kind of nod thoughtfully.
I would change my last name to yours. If that's what you wanted. It's just not the best for my name.
Well, we've got quite a while to think about it, and who knows, maybe we'll come up with a completely new one that fits both of us. Joshua.
Wanati. Will sound like a bad ship, and we'll call it Wanati. We're trying to be Japanese. We'll smile and look down at her.
So I guess this kind of is us both sort of proposing.
Mm-hmm. I guess it is.
I need to get you a ring.
I need to get you a ring. I need to have rings that don't scream I'm about to get married in a couple of months. And or cause people to think we have already gotten married. So you go, oh my God, I don't really care if they do. I just realized that. Are you two married? No. But you're no. Use magics to check. You're not. You're so weird. Those freaks. I just like making you laugh. I'll look down at her. He had his head like tilted back and I'll kind of smile down at her. See, but it feels unfinished without the question. We become so trained on the question. It feels kind of unfinished if I don't ask you to marry me. Doesn't it?
She'll just kind of shrug.
You could sing it out. That'll get attention. Also, I don't have any proposal compositions on hand. It wasn't something I really trained for or learned. To call up Pavarotti. Is he still alive? We'll kind of think about it like he doesn't know whether Luciano Pavarotti's dead or not.
I don't think so.
I think he did pass, you're right. I'll just call up Bocelli. My dear, beat of my heart, the very air in my lungs. I'll kind of grin at her. will you do me the honor of marrying?
She's gonna look around and see if there is anything. Is there anything kind of growing near where they're standing?
Yes.
Yep. I'm assuming, given the time of year, there's not anything in terms of flowers, but is there any kind of? Well, it's probably grass, but is there any long grass?
Sure.
Yeah. She's gonna wander over, pick two of the really long blades of grass, and kind of tie them into loops. And she's gonna hand him one of the loops.
He'll smile. Slip it onto his finger too. Or her finger, actually.
Mm-hmm. And she'll slip the matching grass loop onto his finger. And she's going to smile and say, yes, yes, I think I will.
His face will light up. Don't bite his lip. Well, then I think I will marry you as well.
And she's going to smile and then kiss him on quite deeply. She's going to kiss him right on the lips.
I'll muzzle her. Are we going to replace these with rings that will probably last longer than the night and or our next romp in bed? Because although I love it, she'll give it a kiss.
She'll look thoughtful and kind of shrug. Probably a good idea.
I don't want to tear my piece of grass. I'll nuzzle it. Like that is the best grass ever in the world. Better than that stuff that him and Will smoked on the rooftop that one time.
She's just going to smile and kind of link arms with him and say, then we should maybe go and find the replacements before they break.
You mean I have to go shopping? Oh God. Spare me, please. Let me just gird my loins right now. He'll just shake his head. This man is as straight as an arrow, but God, does he love to shop.
We don't have to do it right now.
No, I think you're a little busy. Last time I checked, you're doing things. So we don't have to do it right now, but
I have to do some weaving.
Yes, as I understand it, you do. Do you mind if I, stay with you right now? Because I'm feeling kind of vulnerable right now.
I kind of need you there.
Oh?
Well, if I'm supposed to be making a suit that exemplifies you, I kind of need you there anyway because I need your sound, the one that most fits your mantle.
Thank God I'm not one of those courtiers. I'll look at her with a smile.
She'll smile and go, yes, that might be kind of tricky to do while weaving.
I can perfectly pleasure myself. I'm just saying. He'll look at her and he'll say, okay, so what would you say most exemplifies my man?
And she's gonna lean close, just breathing the smell in.
Still roses?
Yep. She's just taking the time to really savor it as she's thinking.
How sweet.
You should bring your guitar. Johnny, did you hear that?
Yep. Sorry, I was looking at something.
Okay. Yeah, she said, we should bring your guitar.
Ah, you think I should sing?
She nods. I mean, it's your mantle and you've known yourself longer than I've known you. So if you think there's a better idea, then she shrugs.
I think you just like it when I sing.
That too. I mean, I do think it probably is the best idea I can think of, but also the other thing.
He'll smile at her. And unfortunately, I do not have a tenor, but I do have an alto. So he says, Se noche se tu con me su le finestre. And he'll kind of smile at her.
She'll smile back, understanding none of that, but liking it anyway.
Yes, he was teasing her a little bit, like kind of being a little seductive, but
Mm-hmm.
do you want me to stop?
She'll shake her head and just kind of link arms with him and start walking towards, well, probably his house to pick up the guitar. But yeah, just walking towards his house and then her hollow.
Okay, you want to end it there?
That seems like a good place to end the scene.
Hi. Will do. Well, thank you players for playing, and thank you watchers for watching, and all that.